So, where did you get the kids from? I suppose this is where we should bring in Quinn. Quinn, because many people think of jazz as kind of an old bloke's music, I guess. It sort of has a bit of an image of that, doesn't it? You don't look like an old bloke to me.
No, I'm not. I'm 12.
12?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you ever go and see bands yourself? I mean, or would you get in venues? I don't think you'd be allowed in yet.
Yeah. Most venues you have to be over 18 or something, so I haven't been... Most places, I haven't been Ronnie Scott's or anything like that.
You will do. The day will come.
So
now, Jazz Alive is organised by Clive Powell. What is Jazz Alive?
I got 2 award-winning jazz musicians on board, Soweto Kinch and Alfie Robinson.
Soweto. Alfie.
Jazz Alive is a lottery-funded course for young people run by Soweto Kinch and Alfie Robinson, 2 of Britain's finest jazz musicians. They're auditioning young musicians and singers with a wide range of musical skills. Alfie Robinson, a multi-instrumentalist and composer, first came to prominence in soul and R&B bands and with Courtney Pine and the Jazz Warriors in the 1980s. Soweto Kinch, an award-winning alto saxophonist, a hip-hop artist, is also a modern history graduate from Oxford University. Over the next 10 weeks, they will help these young people develop their knowledge and understanding of jazz and its history. The workshops will culminate in a number of live performances around London during the London Jazz Festival.
I play the saxophone because I need a telephone. My head's always in the zone. True, I've broken my bones. Some people say my sound's like a drone.
It's quite unique to get these guys for 10 to 12 weeks because, you know, they're busy international acclaimed artists touring and performing everywhere. So to pin them down for 10 to 12 weeks, I think is quite an achievement.
In his first workshop, Soweto Kinch goes right back to the origins of jazz and blues.
If we don't know already, where did the people who invented the blues come from? They were Africans in the New World, African Americans. So people who were working as slaves in the plantations of the southern states of America. But the musical world they came from was already rich, all right? They didn't just invent the blues out of a vacuum. Music was integral to social activity. If people are cooking, if people are singing, if people are worshipping, particularly in West African and West Indian communities, if people are worshipping, music was integral. The reason I'm emphasizing this is because there's always a social environment, there's always a context that the blues or these innovations are coming out of. They don't just come out of thin air. A ballad or something slow. All right.
Soweto asks the group to start composing their own pieces. Quinn comes up with a tune.
Of course, they are a very mixed ability group, so some of the information harmonically was above some of their heads, but they caught up and grasped what they needed to for this. And others, you know, it's perhaps something that they knew, but hopefully it's providing windows of new learning for them too.
You know when you can take a simple motif and just like, we can make it really messy, so simple is effective. And lyrics, I need some lyrics to, have you got the melody down, basically?
I'm from a typically sort of gospel background. I sort of grew up in the church in a sense. And so I like listening to a lot of gospel music.
And effects go 1, 2, 3, 4. And.
I've really benefited from being in an environment where people do stretch the boundaries and they do push you. And then of course on the side of the music of the instrumentalist, it's kind of like I feel a bit of like a fish out of water, but in some ways I think it's a healthy feeling because it does inspire you to kind of think, okay, how do they do that?
Alfie joins the group to help them prepare for their first gig.
They didn't all know what these syncopated rhythms were, and they played that was sort of a bit all over. It's just clap what exactly it is that you're trying to get to. And then they would hear it, that, oh, actually, because they're not then tied up in their instrument and the sound and technically pressing things and all of that. It was, okay, we're all clapping, oh, that doesn't sound right. And they then tighten things up.
1, 2, 1, 2, go.
Under Soweto's watchful eye, things are beginning to come together for the first Jazz Alive gig at Hoxton Hall. And then, here they are, ready or not. It's the first night of Jazz Alive.
Coming together this evening, I hope they really enjoy their first performance and that their friends and family get to see what they've been developing over those last 6 or 7 weeks. I think there's lots of good energy in the room.
The thing I really like about jazz is the fact that I call it real music, because I'm sick of all that synthesized stuff that all the younger kids listen to, like pop music.
A lot of the jazz history has allowed me to look beyond the instrument and actually at the history of the artist, why they play the way they do. Working with these guys has kind of showed me how to get a little deeper into the music before I even pick up my instrument and play it.
Like, I listen to both trumpeters, trombonists, saxophonists, even pianists in jazz. I even play drums sometimes, so I can get my rhythm right.
Jazz is just a bunch of guys in the room having fun, experimenting with new styles and stuff, and I guess not allowing the boundaries that may be set by, generic conventions of what jazz should be. So that is jazz for me, breaking the rules.
And it would be really interesting to see where they go after this week, this sort of midway stage and that sort of heightening of their experience through performance.
I mean, are you ready? We can't have Jazz Alive and audience sleeping. I mean, are you ready? Okay! Please make some noise for the Jazz Alive ensemble.
With only 2 weeks to go till their main gig at the Roundhouse, the students join Orphe to see how they can improve on their first performance at Hoxton Hall.
Because people weren't personally confident of the form or what they were playing or what was going to happen next, that then affected the group. You couldn't rely on the people around you.
Just the structure just went completely wrong.
Right.
I'm surprised that we ended together. Because yeah,
we didn't really end together because we weren't playing for half the time.
It was like A, B, 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 B,
oh.
B, 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 B.
And it's like approaching a football match. Some of you are defenders, attackers, midfield, there's all of that. And as a unit, you're going to go out there and present something. When you go on that stage, even now you walk on stage, is a part of
the Jazz Alive students put the work in, and when their Roundhouse gig comes round, they're ready.
Wow, I think I'm going to be seeing you at Ronnie's pretty damn soon. For a 12-year-old boy, that was quite extraordinary.